Why don't I feel loved by my partner? That's among the top questions I get asked by patients and the subject of today's Small Talks with MyWellbeing. I'm Sherry Amatenstein, a New York psychotherapist, author, and podcast host. I'm not addressing relationships where there is physical and/or emotional abuse, but relationships that are basically healthy and nurturing, and yet you don't feel like you matter enough to the person with whom you're sharing your life. To figure out why, ask yourself these two questions. 1. Do you depend on a partner's love to feel lovable? A homework assignment I give patients is to write a romantic resume. This involves writing down the names of each of the partners who have left the deepest trail marks on your heart, including your present love, then charting out several categories. What were this person's good qualities during your relationship? His or her negative qualities? What were your good qualities? Your negative ones? This exercise helps you examine your relationship patterns. Say your father or mother rarely complimented you or frequently criticized you. This could have left you feeling hollow inside, constantly seeking some grand gesture from your romantic partner. That grand gesture can provide a brief adrenaline rush, but then you're left feeling needy again because ultimately filling the void is an inside job. This first question is about examining the most important relationship you will ever have, the one with yourself. Until and unless you feel like a lovable person simply because of who you are, not whether or not someone does something that gives you that rush you crave, it's impossible to feel really good about yourself. The paradox is when you feel unworthy of love, you shut down and you stop sharing things that really matter. Then you feel perennially disappointed by your partner's not getting you. And that disappointment hurts so good because it's familiar. You grew up with it. But you're not risking new ground. Your heart remains in an impenetrable bunker. To allow yourself to feel loved, you've got to bust open that bunker. Which brings me to number 2. When was the last time you asked your partner for what you really need? Now, obviously, we're not talking about exchanges like, honey, can you hand me the remote? In order for your partner to truly get you, you have to offer him or her a window into what's really going on underneath the facade. Perhaps you mentioned you're nervous about an upcoming meeting with your longtime boss, and your partner says, "Oh, honey, you'll rock it." You smile, maybe say thanks, then you move to a different subject instead of admitting how scared you feel and how much reassurance you really need. Unless you take emotional risks with your partner, you won't feel truly secure and loved. Here's an exercise I give couples. Show and show, meaning I'll show you my vulnerabilities if you show me yours. This is not a substitute for therapy. And again, this is for couples who have a solid foundation of kindness and respect toward one another. Ground rules. Set a timer for maybe 10 minutes. When one person talks, the other just listens. No interrupting, no giving advice, certainly no making derisive comments. In show and show, you open up about something you never admitted. When I was 16, I got caught shoplifting, and my parents let me spend the night in jail as a lesson. At the 10-minute mark, the confessor finishes talking. The listener says something like, "That sounds so scary. I'm sorry you never told me, but that you did just makes me love you more." Then the two of you switch roles. It's when we keep these shameful secrets that they gain power over us. Once we let it out and see that our partner's feelings haven't changed one iota, we feel truly loved. It's been a pleasure talking to you today. Please feel free to tweet me at SherapyNYC. Check out my website at marriedfaq.com. Listen to my podcast, Sherapy, Real Therapy with Sherry Amatenstein. See you another time.